Okay, I think we're streaming. I'm gonna have to check. Let's do Maddie and Tay. Okay. We're up. We're up and running. You know, they changed OBS. So you got this thing up here, and I don't know, my hair's all messed up. Okay, let's get the chat doc up so I can see what you guys are saying. So, welcome. Oh, look, now we have audio. Let me tell you, I wanted to do this live just sort of to get any kind of extra input. I'll tell you what I already have in the book, and tell me what you think I should put in this book. So let me go over to my Microsoft Word. And all right, so let's see what I got. Should I show you the screen? Kind of a spoiler alert, though. You shut off a lot of these tabs. Black Rifle Coffee, blah blah blah, emails. All right, so let's minimize that stupid tool. How do you do that? I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. Yeah, I'll just tell you. I'll just tell you. So far, what I've got. Come on. Yeah, too many windows. All right, so kind of a brief introduction, and but then we're going to go. I start us off with fishing rods. How to pick a fishing rod? What's the differences between fishing rods? A spinning one, bait caster, the blanks, understanding power and action. How to, when you walk in, how do you narrow it down? So I do explain the rod action from slow, moderate, fast, extra fast, and what to look for in that. The backbone or the power of the rod, how to determine that. And then all the different things that rod materials are out there. Graphite rods, fiberglass, carbon fiber, things like that. Hybrids. And which one is actually good for what things. Then the guides, the rings on it that allow you to, the line to flow in a natural way to follow the flex of the rod. And how to find the spine on your rod. The different types of guides that are out there. The different types of grips that are out there. The advantages and disadvantages for each of them. Then I go into, that's about rods. There's a lot of stuff about rods. Then I go into reels. Spinning reels, first one, because it is the most popular. Identifying the different parts of the reel. And how, the advantages and disadvantages of both reels, both the bait caster and the spinning reel. How to spool them, very important, because if you don't spool, especially a spinning reel right, you really get a lot of headaches. Then we go into, bearings in it. How many are really necessary and how many are not really necessary? And some of it is just fluff. It's just, I've got 11 in mine, but they're counting the ones in the handle. Bait casting I spend quite a bit on because, again, spinning reels are what you would normally use and you're familiar with. Bait casting is a little tricky. Understanding, the acceleration of the bait from point of exit to apex to landing on your target, and how to adjust that in order to not have backlash. The different types of braking systems, both magnetic and centrifugal, or a combination of both. And then I have a chart on the advantages and disadvantages of both of these reels. I put a lot of charts in here and a lot of graphics in this. Then I go into fishing line. Fishing line, we talk about monofilament, fluorocarbon, and braided, and the advantages and disadvantages of both. And after I talk about it, I put it in a chart for everybody to see. And some of the things I rated on is clarity in the water, strength, stretching, castability, whether you should have a leader on it or not, and affordability. So those are the things that I sort of talk about on fishing line. Then, of course, how to tie a knot. I really only cover two different types: an improved cinch knot, fisherman's knot, and a Palomar knot. Those are the only two knots I use. And there's really, after those two knots, you really don't need to use any other knot. And then, of course, the blood knot, which allows you to attach two different lines, a leader on your braid. So usually braid to fluorocarbon. And we show with illustrations how to tie a blood knot. Then we sort of go into a review, depending on where you're going to be fishing, what type of rod, what type of action that you want to be using. Of course, it's different species too would require different types of rods. So we go into that. Then after the basics, it kind of gets you to really start shopping for a fishing rod and a reel. But now you got to understand the mentality of a fish. So understanding a fish is very, very important. So I use a lot of graphics on this. I really focus on, panfish, trout, and bass. Those three categorize most people's fishing. And cold water fish and warm water fish. So I created a lot of graphics myself. And let me see if I could show you some. Here, I could do this. I can just add this. Boom. Add an image. Okay. Fish. I'll just name it fish. Browse it, and then we'll species. Okay, good. We'll do that. And we're going to pull that behind me because I don't want it to hide me. Alright. So now I'm going to show you one of the graphics in the book. I use a lot of graphics in the book. So boom. Alright, this is one of the graphics in the book. And basically where they are in the water column on a typical fishing event. So we do talk about warm water, cold water, having a pool thermometer with you if you don't have a fish finder. So hey, Rich. So this right here, we talk in depth panfish, trout, largemouth, sort of hiding in the bushes, and smallmouth in the book. And where these fish are normally found, what they usually hit. I have a graph. Let me look at the graph. I gotta pull up another window here. So each one's going to have a picture with where they like to live and how to catch them. So we use that same background right there, and then I have a graph on what type of baits each one of these fish like to hit on. And then we're going to talk about presentation and how to present that bait to the fish. I know, it's a lot of stuff in this book, already. So once we talk about presentation, we talk how to put a worm on a hook. A lot of people don't know how to put a worm on a hook properly. And then how to use a bobber and how to use weights, where to put the weight. The difference between a sliding weight, and a split shot, where to put those. And that's kind of where I've ended it right now so far. I'm okay. Thanks, Rich. It's good joining you on your thing, your dark fishing. So it's all snowing out here, so I'm just waiting for the lake to freeze up is what I'm doing so we can get out there. But in the meantime, we got winter projects, and this book is just one of them. And this is kind of a neat little, let me see if I can show you another picture on this. So if you were to look at, I don't know, bass. So here's the bass one. So I put a lot of these pictures in the book. So largemouth bass. It was negative -3 last night. Oh my goodness. I wish it was -3 here. That means my lake would be freezing up faster. Let me see something. Let me look up at the lake right now. Lake, the Woods Resort. Should be looking pretty good up there. A lot of snow. The lake is not frozen. Still open water right now. We need sub-zero temperatures right now. So, kind of a bummer. There's some ice out there, but not much. The problem with the wind, it creates waves and it just messes things up. It doesn't allow it to freeze up. So anyway, this is like one of the slides, one of the pages in the book, and it kind of gives you an idea of what where the fish is, and water temperature for bass has a lot to do with it. Thanks. This is one of the graphics that I made for my there's a largemouth bass, and let's see what I got. So here's trout. I think this is trout. So there's trout, cold water fish. They like to do schools, recommend hook size, things like that. Type of bait that you would use on it. So the book is going to have, a lot of illustrations. Today I worked a lot on illustrations. These are all, things I do on my 3D program. And then I just take snapshots of it. And then I just put them inside some kind of Photoshop thing and take care of it. So it's really kind of neat. I don't know how long this book is going to be. I mean, I really don't. So this is, here's one on baits. So weights that attach to the line should go under the bait. This allow you to feel the bite. So you just want to be able to, you don't want anything impeding between the hook and your rod. You don't want anything in between there. That will keep you from feeling it. So if you have a weight between there, you have a slide weight, a torpedo weight. And if you want to use an attached weight like split shots, or all the others, and just put it underneath the hook, and this way you can still feel the hit. So it's actually going to be, but anything that you think I could put in the book, I need you to put in comments below. Things that just an average fisherman would want to know. I mean, things like, I've already gone over the stuff I already put in the book, and anyway, I just gotta figure this out. There's so much to tell. You know, a lot of it is just touch, feel, pull, twitch, play with it. We're going to have to go into some basic techniques like drop shot fishing. I've already done bobber fishing. So, yeah, I don't know anything about fly fishing. So I don't really want to get into fly fishing. That's a whole different world. Um, you know, I just can't do, I don't do flies. And, I mean, I can. I've done it on my spinning reel. I'll put a slide bobber on it and put the fly on it after a barrel connection on a tippet and just let it be carried off. So, yeah, some basic patterns of flies. If I did a fly book, I would have to learn a lot. I mean, I'm a heart bait type of guy, and flies are a whole new world. And we have a lot of fly fishermen in this area because it's all trout and salmon. So yeah, and I'm thinking about start making rods, custom rods, and really, the impetus is actually so I can make the rod I want. So what I would have to do after I buy all the stuff to do it, I would have to make some trial rods. Probably make a few ice fishing rods. They're smaller, and I could practice on it, and do that, and make a few ice fishing rods before I tackle my ultralight. Yeah, that's something I might do. I'm really leaning on it. Just to make the rod I want would run me about $300, just for parts, not including all the stuff, or $200 for all the parts, and it would cost me about $400 for everything. All the gear, the spinner, the dryer, the spoolers, all that stuff in order to make my own fishing rod. So I'm, and I've got a great spot for it. The next room over here in the basement, I could totally fit it for a fishing rod manufacturing area. It would be it's a nice big area. My basement's huge. So, I mean, I've got probably 1,500 square feet just in my basement that I can utilize. Probably more than that. I mean, this room is, it's about 1,500 square feet in the basement, give or take. So, yeah, I mean, this room's only a couple hundred square feet. But it's, we want to, the winter, because I can't fish, it's just one of those things. Hey, fish. So I'm just going over some of the things I'm putting in this new book on fishing. It's basically a fishing manual. So we're just and I need your ideas. So in the comments below, start popping in ideas of what I could put. Try to stay within spinning reels and bait casting reels. I know Rich makes beautiful flies, but I just don't know anything about fly fishing. Never write about what you don't know. So I write what I know about. That's why I've written all these books. So this will be book number 7 for me. And it'll be pretty fun. We'll sell it in local stores, put it in the library and the museum here. And we'll get this out locally, let alone it'll be available on Amazon. So right now it's just, Terrible at Fishing Instruction Manual. That's the title so far. I don't know what else to call it. Let's see. Terrible at Fishing Instruction Manual for Freshwater Fishing. That's what I put on it so far. That's my working title. So, just a basic manual. But I really think charts graphics, a lot of illustrations would help anybody pick this thing up and be able to understand a fishing rod and purchase one properly and go out and start catching fish. Sea fishing? Really? How do you use flies on the ocean? How do you do that? Wow. I've seen fly fishing on the Florida Flats for tarpon fishing, but never on open ocean. So, and then we're going to start, now that I'm feeling better, I started making spinners. And the spinners are always, well, they're reliable. So, anyway, see, look at that. See that? It's a spinner. Yeah. And so I started making spinners. It's trout country. So we're just, we got to get those. We'll start making more of those because I bought more parts recently. And I've got new blanks that just came in a couple days ago. We'll start painting those. We're going to start getting everything ready for the spring. It's not worth for me to paint ice fishing jigs because it's just too hard. And you can buy an entire box of ice fishing jigs, for $15. And, this, it's a perfectly good jig, I throw that down there and it'll get it. Little wormies on it. Oh, that's green. We call them mackerel feathers, a sort of fly. We have shrimp rigs and other fly styling rigs that work. Well, Rich was supposed to send me something. Never did. So, something like this, it just works. It's just not worth my time to paint ice fishing jigs because it's just too hard. These are too little. And then you got the hole and you got, it's better just to buy a little kit, $15 or whatever it was. Wasn't very much. And you get, 60 things in it. So 5 hook. Oh, yeah. When we fish for bait out in the ocean, we'll throw 5 hooks and little jigs on them, and they look like flies. And we'll just start pulling up bait. We'll use the bait fish to catch larger fish out there. So, yeah, I've used that, but I've never used it for main fishing. Like going for a lingcod or something like that. I can't imagine a lingcod hitting a fly. Well, they're a bottom fish anyway, but you'd have to get that thing to the bottom. One of my favorite fish to catch out in the ocean is a lingcod. I mean, it's the meanest looking, sharpest teeth, crazy looking prehistoric fish. And when you hook it, it's like you've snagged your hook on a boat anchor. I mean, the thing just swims straight down. It doesn't shoot off left, right, or anything. It goes straight down. It doesn't want to leave bottom, and it is so strong. There's no way that you can get it in the boat without gaffing it. It is just a merciless fish, and its teeth are razor sharp. So I love that. I really do. I think that's a great thing. But yeah, that's Lake of the Woods behind me right there, and we're waiting for it to freeze. It's not freezing yet, so I need sub-zero temperatures, not just snow. I got a lot of snow outside right now. But we need no wind and sub-zero to freeze that water. And in about 5 weeks, I think we'll be able to walk out on the ice. But right now, we just started our winter transition really good right now. So, but right now it's just, snow plow, snow shoveling and scraping off your car and everything. So, but yeah, my health is getting better. I'm losing weight. I can't even wear my wedding ring right now because it just slides on and off. I've lost that much weight. And my respiratory therapy, I've started that out. So we're trying to get me to breathe better, but I'm not sure how good that's going to work at the moment. But we just started it, so we'll see. What else? That's it. I just need your guys' ideas. I need your help. So down below in the comments, just hit like, of course, but put down a suggestion what you would like in a basic instruction manual for fishing. I've already got stuff I've already mentioned, including tying a knot, how to put a worm on a hook. So, stuff like that, and anything you can think of. I mean, I think I'm coming to the point to where I'm going to start talking about technique, but and then I got to make some graphics. I got to think of how do I put in a picture a technique. So I'm going to have to come up with that, and I'll create some new designs and new pictures for it. So, but I think the graphics that I've got right now would help anybody. Flipping through this book, they can say, "Oh, look, there's I want to catch a crappie or a bluegill. There's a picture of a bluegill. This tells you how to catch it." So, I don't know, stuff like that. So, but thanks for stopping in, guys. I really do. I really appreciate it. And pop in a comment down below. I'm working on this book I'm pretty excited about it. Whenever I get something under my skin, I gotta work it through. So I'm going to, I'll probably finish this book in a week. That's probably what I'll do. I'll probably end up finishing this book in a week. I wrote, what was it, Orion Rising? I think I wrote that one in a day. I mean, then you got to edit it and stuff like that. But this one I wrote in a day, I think. I really got it. It's really the sequel to Phoenix Rising, so I had to finish the story. I really did. I had to finish that story, and just get it out, just get it on paper. And there was a lot of other stuff afterwards, but this one right here, it's gonna be fun. A fishing book. Go figure. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. I will see you guys later, and drop comments below on anything that you would like to see in a basic fishing book in spinning or bait casting freshwater. It's a freshwater fishing book. But flies, I don't know anything about flies, so I really can't speak highly of them. Not yet. So let's see us go out with Maddie and Tay again, and we'll see you guys later. So we'll do that.